owners of bars and liquor outlets around the country have lamented time and again over what they term as acts of extortion by the police. Now, they claim that they are forced to part with a few thousand shillings almost daily so that they can keep their businesses open and running.
Well, in our special feature tonight, the Barcode, Citizen TV's Ben Kirui tells us that the owners of such establishments are caught between the proverbial rock and a hard place as they try to crack the code of exploitative law enforcers. Take a look.
The same exact day yenye nililipa 5,000, patrol police wakafika wanataka 200.
Akutwe saa mbili kama hajatoa. Huyo sasa ameingia kwa mtego.
Polisi kuna vile ambavyo wamejipanga ili waweze kupata zile pesa zao.
On March 22nd, 2022, Kitengela-based business lady Marcelina Tieno posted this heart-wrenching message to Kenyans of the circumstances that forced her to close her 2-year-old business in Kitengela. She arrived at this hard and painful decision after claims of constant police harassment and extortions that had gone on for over 2 years. At that time, she had been bogged down by loan repayments and rent arrears that had accumulated over several months. Police officers from the Kitengela police station, she said, were to blame for her woes. In an emotional message posted on her social media accounts, Marceline's father said she was contemplating going back to her previous way of earning a living. The only other thing I know apart from business is webcam modeling. As a public figure, I'm disgusted to go back to my old ways of stripping online, which I stopped 3 years ago, but I don't have any other option. Marcelina Tieno, a newcomer to the bar and restaurant business, opened up Motherland Bar and Restaurant through crowdsourcing. Kenyans of goodwill, moved by a story she shared in November 2019, contributed 500,000 shillings.
From the US, my story already trended so much. I was deported from the US. I was incarcerated and deported. Na hii biashara ilifunguliwa na mchango ya Wakenya. You know, Wakenya ndio walinichangia, mtu alichanga 50, mwingine 100, mwingine 200, mwingine 500, mwingine 1000. So this business was opened by the kind-heartedness of Kenyans, by my country. My country helped me open a business.
All was going well until mid-2021, when some customers failed to clear their bills amounting to 6,000 shillings. She reported the matter at Kitengela police station, a move that she would later regret.
Siku moja kuna customers walikuja hapa wakakunywa alcohol worth 6,700 shillings. Wakakataa kulipa. Nikiwapigia wananitukana, wanakataa kushika. Sasa mimi nikaenda kwa police station kureport hii incident kwamba kuna customer amekuja, amekunywa, amekataa kulipa. But mimi kumbe nilikuwa najireport mwenyewe. Nilikuwa naambia police wako aware niko na bar. So instead of kushika huyu customer kumwambia alipe, mimi niliwekwa in a situation where nikaambiwa itakuwa kama niko na bar nilipe OCS 5,000 every month. Nikaambiwa kama sita cooperate nitashikwa mara 3 na nifunge. Specifically kuna officer aliniambia wewe tukikushika tu mara 3 tumekumaliza. Sasa better you oblige and you pay the OCS.
She claims that from that day on, the senior officer at the police station made it the norm to extort her business on the 5th day of every month. The money she was to pay was called a protection fee. Junior officers from the Kitengela police station then joined the chain by visiting her premises every evening to collect amounts between 50 to 200 shillings.
After the assurance from the boss, nilikuwa confident kwamba naweza endelea na kufanya biashara. Only to come back the same exact day yenye nililipa 5,000, patrol police wakafika wanataka 200. Yes, 200 shillings. Nikajiuliza nimelipa 5,000 leo tena wanataka 200. Wakaniambia itabidi nilipe 200. Na kama siwezi lipa 200 nitakula hiyo ujeuri wangu. So nikalipa 200. Kidogo watu Polisi wengine tena wakutembea, wakakuja tena wanataka 50 shillings each.
With a rent of 36,000 shillings to pay, salaries of her 7 employees to settle, and other business operational costs that she needed to meet, Marceline could not keep up with the appetite for bribes from the police.
Nikadhani tu ni kitu ya mara moja na inaisha. Kesho wakakuja the exact around the same time. Nikawapea hiyo so mbili, nikapatia wale wa kutembea 50-50. Asa ilikuwa ila siku zingine namwambia aki leo kuko slow, sinaweza nikakupatia tu so. Wanakataa kabisa. Nikituma mshauri ananiambia huyo madam wenu mjeuri, huyo madam wenu anajifanya ni mjeuri sana. Hata tujua tutamshika na tutamfunga. So after that ndio wakaanza kushika customers wangu.
Despite assurances from the police, Marceline and her employees were regularly and unlawfully arrested. For every arrest, she would have to part with 5,000 shillings to secure the release of her employees and 1,000 shillings for each client.
Sasa just 2 weeks nikashikwa. Najua. Nikatoa watu wangu. 2 weeks again. Sasa si tulikuwa tunaongea January, mid January. February, beginning of February nikashikwa tena. Nikashikwa na 13 customers na msichana wa counter. Nikaenda police station. Hiyo siku I was really low on cash. At that time nilikuwa tu na 5,000. Nikajaribu kuplead na polisi, nikamwambia aki leo kweli niko down. Si nisaidie tu na hii 5,000 wakakata kabisa, wakasema kama uko na 5,000 unaenda kotini. Hawako wananipeleka kotini juu ya nini? Walikuwa wananipeleka kotini juu sina enough hongo.
We reached out to the National Police Service for a response to the allegations leveled against the Kitengela OCS. In a statement, the NPS spokesperson Bruno Shioso said the complaints were being investigated and that the senior officer had been transferred from the Kitengela police station. We also encountered similar complaints of police extortion in Kiambu County, where some bar owners, wines and spirit establishments have closed shop, while others are on the brink of shutting down. Abu Dhabi Bar in Juja area has been shut since the beginning of the year. The owner, Amos Kibe, who is also the Secretary General of the Kiambu Bar Owners Association, says he was forced to close after police officers terrorized him.
Kitu ya kwanza, askari anatumwa, either masaa amekosea ama chochote, anakuja kwa hiyo bar, anasingizia kuna masaa imepita. Anasingizia sheria fulani haijatimishwa. Hivyo basi, badala ya kutumia zile sheria za kustaki mtu, wanakuja na mbeba stoko yote, inapelekwa police station. With the intention ufuate ndio uende ukahongane.
He claimed police officers were frequent visitors at bars along Isley Street in Juja, fleecing bar owners.
Every bar, kama ni hapa Juja, every day, hata kama saa hii, kuna askari utaona wamepitia hapa. Waingie kwa ile bar iko pale. Waingie hiyo ingine, sababu hawa watu wamekuwa submissive. Wachukue 100. Kesho kutakuja mwingine afanye hivyo. Majina tuko na yao yote. Tunawajua, tunawaelewa. They are people known to us. Wakifanya hivyo, yule ambaye hata tii, wakuje saa 3, basi inafungwa saa 5, akutwe saa 2 kama hajatoa. Huyo sasa ameingia kwa mtego. Na akiingia huko, huwezi toka na less than 20,000.
According to records by the association, there are over 750 bars in Juja sub-county alone, making the business a lucrative venture for some of the rogue officers.
So when we had an audit of bars in this place, the Juja sub-county, there were 752 bars. That is in our records. So ukifanya hiyo mahesabu, unaona basi imekuwa kitu tunaita cash cows.
In the larger Kiambu County, operators say 3/4 of their earnings go to licenses and bribes. In this CCTV footage seen by Citizen TV, police land cruisers are seen pulling up at various bar and restaurants to allegedly collect money. According to operators, this happens on a daily basis between 7 and 8 p.m. In this footage obtained by our crew, a police officer is seen pulling up at 19:10 hours, flashing of lights announces its arrival, and a few minutes later, someone from the restaurant walks towards the vehicle and hands the money to the police officers.
Polisi kuna vile ambavyo wamejipanga ili waweze kupata zile pesa zao. Kuna wale ambao wanatembea na mguu, wanakuja, wanapitia kwa baa, saa zingine wanachukua shilingi 100. Kuna wengine ambao wanakuja na gari, nao saa zingine wachukue shilingi 100. Kuna wengine ambao wamejipanga ya kwamba kila wiki wapelekewe. Kwa hivyo hao hawakuji. Lakini sasa usipopeleka hiyo pesa kwa wiki, sasa ndio unakuja unashikwa, utasikia polisi kuna mambo mengi sana wanaweza kukustakia.
With many entrepreneurs still struggling to get their businesses back on track after the COVID-19 pandemic, police harassment and extortion is proverbially speaking like rubbing salt on a raw wound.
Watu wa baa saa hii, baa nyingi sana, zingine zimefagiliwa na auctioneers. Auctioneer wamefagia baa nyingi sana, especially hapa Kiambu. Zile zingine ambazo zimebaki, 70% either ziko na kesi kotini kwa sababu hawajaweza kulipa mwenye nyumba, ama kama hazina kesi kotini, kuna maandiko wameandika kwa wakili ya vile ambavyo watalipa, na hao wengine wachache ni wale walikuwa kwa baa zao.
Responding to these claims, the National Police Service said, "We treat allegations by bar owners of bribery of the police as a two-way traffic issue. That might explain bar operators' reluctance to report such solicitations if true. Bribery is corruption, which involves two parties, one party a law offender and the other a law enforcer." The National Police Service further called on bar operators to be compliant on all regulatory requirements to minimize the bribery opportunity and make it easier to deal with errant police officers soliciting for bribes. The requirements, according to the Alcoholic Drinks Control Board, mandated to provide licenses to bars and liquor businesses are a liquor license, public health license, single business permit and fire inspection license, all consolidated into an alcoholic drinks license.
Those are licenses that generally you will find that they are payable to the county government. So it means that for a person enforcing the law, you only need to check whether one has an alcoholic drinks license. You don't ask for single business permit, public health or fire inspection. Those are in one license. So that's what our governor did to all the traders, that they pay one license only. So once you acquire that license, no other person is supposed to solicit any other amount of money from you unless it's before a court of law you are fined for breaking the law.
But as it turned out during our investigations, most businesses have complied with all the requirements to operate, but still live in fear of harassment by the authorities. Many are suffering in silence as a result of the failure by the authorities to act on police officers accused of extortion. In the case of Marcelin Atieno, for instance, the case of the OCS is yet to be concluded, with the Independent Policing and Oversight Authority, IPOA, stating, and I quote, "The statements from the witnesses have been recorded and we have reached out to the National Police Command to provide more information regarding the activities of the officers who are of interest in the case." It is a statement that hardly gives hope to bar owners desperate to break the code of extortion that their businesses have had to live by for many years now.